What is up, everyone? James Baek here, and today we have another episode of VGC 17 back-to-back battles here on the channel for everyone. Today, we are going against Sanvi, and I actually know this person. I actually know. He's a very strong European player. I can't exactly remember his accomplishments off the top of my head, but he was a Day 2 Worlds competitor in 2016, and he does have a lot of regional top cuts. So let's see how I want to handle this matchup. We are bringing the Bewear team because let's show off Bewear. We got Pelipper, Golduck, Garchomp, Vikavolt, the Bewear, and Trevenant against my opponent's team of Arcanine, Garchomp, Vikavolt, Tapu Fini, Kartana, and Mandibuzz. So this is a pretty hard team for us to maneuver over. Especially if it's Misty Seed Mandibuzz, that could be a problem. Garchomp looks pretty good in the matchup. Maybe I can prevent my opponent from bringing out... So I don't think I'm going to go Trick Room this game, even though it can be very effective. Vikavolt's a Pokemon I can see my opponent bringing Tapu Fini, Mandibuzz, and Kartana, to be honest. So let's go with our Pelipper Golduck. It's very safe. Along with Garchomp, Vikavolt in the back. I think that's pretty fine. Because Thunderbolt's able to do a lot of damage to my opponent's team. It's able to Thunderbolt the Tapu Fini, the Mandibuzz, and get a lot of damage from the Kartana while also walling the Kartana. So let's see how this is going to handle. Now, I remember Sanvi posting a lot of pics about Guillotine Kartana on a Assault Vest set, which is a very viable option. So I'm going to assume that the Kartana is Assault Vest. As we're going to see the Mandibuzz Tapu Fini lead, I'm guessing this is going to be the Misty Seed variant. It starts to rain. Misty Surge activates, and Misty Seed should activate. Yep. Okay. So this is a pretty hard position because my opponent can go for a Tailwind and Moonblast. It's pretty safe. I could go for a Scald, just double Scald it. Because I don't exactly want to get the KO onto the Mandibuzz. Well, I don't think I can even knock it out with the Hydro Vortex plus Scald. Mandibuzz is a very bulky Pokemon in general. Well, Tapu Fini can't knock out either one of my Pokemon, so I feel like this is a fine play. We're going to get the double Scald off into the Mandibuzz. Yeah, Hydro Vortex, but not a KO'd. And maybe we could get a burn, because Mandibuzz is flying, so we have a chance to get a burn. No burn, actually. We're going to see the Muddy Water actually come out from Sanvi. And how much is this going to do? Probably just try to break the Sash. Guess the accuracy drop on Golduck. That's a bit annoying. Tailwind is going to be set up from the Mandibuzz. Trying to think about Mandibuzz's speed tier because I don't think it's that high. So I think maybe even with our Golduck we should be able to survive. Hydro Vortex might actually be able to knock out the Mandibuzz at this range. But I feel like Encore would be a pretty good option right here because Encore would be nice. Encore it into Tailwind. Nice, we are faster. Get that Encore off. Now we're in a decent position. Didn't want to risk Hydro Vortex if it didn't miss. If it didn't hit. Well, it does hit, guaranteed. We're going to see the Moonblast come out. Nice. He's forced a Tailwind here, and we get the Tailwind up ourselves. So, we're in a pretty fine position here. I'm pretty sure Pelipper would have lived the Moonblast, which is why I was fine with the double attack right there. And we got our Tailwind one turn later, which is very huge. I don't know if my opponent wants to switch out the Mandibuzz, but I will just go for the Hurricane into that slot, as well as the Scald. Actually, I'll go for the Hydro Vortex, because Golduck might go down this turn. I could have Encored the Tapu Fini, which is also true for to prevent it from Muddy Watering, but I do want to get rid of this Mandibuzz, because Mandibuzz is being a very annoying Pokemon for my team to handle. It's so bulky with the Misty Seed, and the fact that it gets Roost. So I'm going to go for the Hydro Vortex here, and try to pick up that knockout into the Mandibuzz. So let's see if we're able to. It would be great, because I would get a Hurricane off into the Tapu Fini. Barely missed the knockout. We're going to get the Hurricane off, though, and this will be able to knock out the Mandibuzz. Yep, this Mandibuzz goes down. And we're going to see the Moonblast, and it will target down my Golduck. So he really wants this Golduck out of the way. He's going to get the KO, completely fine. I get a free switch into my Vikavolt or my Garchomp. You'd most likely bring Kartana out in this situation. You threaten a Leaf Blade KO. You could also bring out Vikavolt. That's also a potential option. I'll go out into Vikavolt, as I wonder what my opponent will decide to bring out. It's going to be his own Vikavolt. Okay. So this is kind of an interesting position. I do have a Thunderbolt that's threatening the Tapu Fini, but he has a Thunderbolt that's threatening my Pelipper. Since I'm more worried about the Tapu Fini in this position, I will just go for the Thunderbolt. I have to stall out Misty Terrain anyway in order for me to get some really good damage off anyway onto the Vikavolt. As we're going to see the Calm Mind be set up, that's fine. Alright, so he's going to get +1, and with the Rain Boost, it's going to be very threatening. However, we're going to see the Thunderbolt into that Pelipper slot. We will get a Thunderbolt off into the Tapu Fini, which should do a relatively good amount. It does. Leftover is going to heal it back up. That's going to be close, though. As his Tailwind peters out, I would guess he would try to stall out my Tailwind now. I'm going to go out into my Garchomp here on the expected Thunderbolt, because I don't expect him to attack here. And Bug Buzz is neutral on the Vikavolt, so I'll go for the Bug Buzz. I feel like he would protect here just to stall out my Tailwind. Like, protect Thunderbolt, because I don't see anything wrong with that, because you don't lose Vikavolt in the situation. Yeah, we're going to see the Tapu Fini go for the protect here. Very fine for me, as we are going to get the Bug Buzz off into this Vikavolt. Very nice. Oh my lord, that does a good amount. Discharge actually coming out from my opponent's Vikavolt. It looks like we speed tie, actually. Oh, no, Tailwind. Oh no, we're going to see a DC. I think that was from his end. Oh no. Leftover is going to heal. Tailwind peters out. Miss disappears from the battlefield. What the heck? A double DC? I didn't even know that was possible. Well, good game to Zambia, I guess. I feel like we would have been in a pretty good position because I'm guessing his last Pokemon in the back would have been Kartana. And the Banded Poison Jab does knock out the Garchomp. I don't think HP Ice knocks me out because of the bulk investment I have on the Garchomp. And a Bug Buzz would knock out his Vikavolt. And the fact that he couldn't really touch my Vikavolt if he had Kartana in the back would have been concerning. If it was Garchomp, it would have been a different story. Because Garchomp forces some 50-50s depending on if it has a Rock type move or something, or Fire Fang. But if it has Fire Fang, you always have Pelipper in the back, and obviously you can't win with Arcanine. Unless you're like Wild Charge Inferno Overdrive, which I don't think he would have had on this team. Well, he could have. So if it was Arcanine with the physical variant in the back, definitely had a chance. But Inferno Overdrive in the range shouldn't knock out Vikavolt since we took no damage. Poison Jab, Choice Bandit would knock out Fini at that range too. But if it was Kartana in the back, he definitely lost. Unless he connected Guillotine. Which is always a potential option, but we're going to find another game. I feel like we played that game alright, however, I feel like we could have done things better. Maybe we could have encored the Fini because Foul Play wouldn't have done much. Because we're going to find Pichu VGC from the United States with a 1649 rating. Looks like it's bringing Ray Rizzo's team. And I do watch Ray Rizzo and a bunch of other VGC YouTubers just to see what they do and how I can improve my play. We're going to see the Tapu Lele, the Kartana, the Mudsdale, the Porygon 2, the Arcanine, and the Tapu Koko. So it's Specs Koko, Sash Kartana, Physical Arcanine, pretty fast Physical Arcanine. Okay. Not sure if we're going to see Mudsdale or the Arcanine come out because I don't feel like those are very good options against my team. I think Garchomp with Vikavolt is just very solid against my opponent's team. I feel like it is. Trevenant can do a lot of work. It was a lot of his team and can get powerful Horn Leeches off. Pelipper can also do work against the Arcanine if he sets up Trick Room. I want Bewear in the back because it's my best way of hitting Porygon 2. Do I want Trevenant though, or do I want Pelipper? I think I want to go Pelipper because another form of speed control if I knock out the Porygon 2 sounds nice. So I'm going to go with Pelipper. Also, the rain could help. Like, if he decides to bring Arcanine. Because I didn't want my team to be too Arcanine weak. That's the problem with this team. It has 3 fire weaknesses. Because Fluffy makes fire type attacks double powered. We're going to see the lead of Arcanine and Tapu Lele come out. So very interesting lead. Ooh, boy. I would love to get a Banded Earthquake off on these Pokemon right now. You think Inferno Overdrive in the rain would knock out my Vikavolt? I don't think it would. It's like, okay, I think you definitely go for a Moonblast, and I don't know if he protects, but I'm gonna go out into my Pelipper because I don't want to take the fire type attack. And I'm gonna try to weaken this Tapu Lele to put in the Banded Earthquake range, because if it is offensive Arcanine, you definitely go down to the Banded Earthquake. But I need to get my Garchomp safe and out of there. Of course, there's always the play of the Shattered Psyche, but I don't really see a reason to target Vikavolt with it. Oh, wait. Isn't this... Oh, no, wait, no. This is Life Orb, isn't it? Isn't this Life Orb Arcanine? Oh, maybe he does up onto Vikavolt then. Oh, we're gonna see Arcanine withdraw. Okay. Bring out the Porygon 2. So, I'm guessing that's the Shattered Psyche into Vikavolt. Special attack rises. Oh, Tapu Lele protects. Okay. That's not really that good for us. Because he probably gets a free attack off. I think he Shattered Psyche the Vikavolt. Or you could just Psychic for damage if you want. Kinda want a Hurricane. But I could also just Scald. I think he had Thunderbolt on the Porygon too. It would have been a great turn if I got Earthquake damage and Thunderbolt hit that slot. But okay. Let's Scald at the top of the Lele and Protect. Because if he goes for the Shattered Psyche into Pelipper, we waste his Z-move, which is completely fine by me. The problem is he got the special attack boost, which I'm really not a fan of. Pelipper's faster than Tapu Lele. We get the Scald, we get the Burn even, which wasn't really what I was going for. I was going for damage. Shattered Psyche will come out. I'm betting that targets... Okay, maybe it targets the Pelipper because he put in the Thunderbolt range after? I'm sorry guys, I look really thirsty today. Shattered Psyche's gonna come out. Yeah, it does target Vikavolt. So nice, we minimize the damage we took. And we should be taking what? Oh man, we took 33%. We're gonna see the Ice Beam come out. Good play by my opponent because he most likely was expecting the Garchomp to come back in. No freeze, very fortunate, thank you. And now we are free to knock out this Tapu Lele. I don't think you're switching Arcanine out of Scald, so I definitely think you're gonna go for a... You might protect Tapu Lele though, so maybe I just protect my Pelipper? But I don't really want to risk it. Because Psychic would knock out my Vikavolt. So I want a Hurricane, and I want to go for the Thunderbolt into the Porygon 2. Let's see how this is going to go. If he protects and gets rid of the Pelipper, I guess that's worst case scenario. But yeah, I didn't think he would protect because you're on the timer with the burn. So Hurricane's going to knock out Tapu Lele, which is excellent. Tapu Lele really not showing its special bulk. It's got pretty high special defense too. Ice Beam's going to come out from the Porygon 2, and we are able to weaken it with this pretty powerful Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt going to come out, target down the Porygon 2, do a nice amount of damage. We'll take that. I'll go on to my Bewear here. Because I think Arcanine's coming back in for the Intimidate. So we're going to get the Bewear back out, as Kartana is actually going to be my opponent's last Pokemon. I can't really touch my Vikavolt. And the fact I can always just knock out this Porygon 2 seems very nice. So I'm going to go for the Superpower and the Thunderbolt combination to Porygon 2. Because Kartana cannot knock out my Bewear in one hit. And if I get rid of this Porygon 2, I do win the game. I'm expecting an Arcanine switch, to be honest, from my opponent. I could definitely see that. But if you switch out to Kartana, Superpower plus Thunderbolt might still just knock out the Porygon 2 unless you recover in between the Superpower and the Thunderbolt. Or you might switch out Porygon 2, but then you lose your Garchomp. I mean, not your Garchomp, your Arcanine. So either way, My opponent has a choice of losing a Mon here, as we are going to see the Porygon 2 withdraw. Excellent. Arcanine's going to come back out. Gonna get the Intimidate off. We'll probably see a Sacred Sword. Leaf Blade, actually. Into Vikavolt, which is fine by me, because that's not going to activate my Guaberry. Oh, Life Orb. What? Oh, we are going to activate our Guaberry. Nice. So we're going to heal back all the way up. We're going to get the Superpower off, and this will knock out the Arcanine with the Thunderbolt. It should, because this looks... Yeah, that's not defensive Arcanine at all. Thunderbolt into the Arcanine. Oh, that's not offensive Arcanine, and that's going to go heal up with its Citrus Berry. So, Citrus Berry Arcanine will definitely not knock out my Vikavolt. So, I'll go into Garchomp right here. I guess I'll Bug Buzz that Kartana. So, I'm going to switch out Bewear because I don't want the Intimidate. If he Will-O-Wisps me, that's fine because Bewear does win the game once I knock out Kartana. And knock out this Arcanine as well. We're going to see the Sacred Sword actually into that slot. And we'll probably see a Flamethrower or Flare Blitz into Vikavolt. Man, that Life Orb. Yeah, we're going to see the Flamethrower into the Bewear slot. Okay, so trying to get rid of Bewear because you know Porygon 2 can most likely stall out my team. We're going to get the Bug Buzz off and this will KO the Kartana. Yep. So Kartana does go down and now it's down to the rain stops, which is a bit annoying, but we should still have this game locked in the bag. As we're going to see the Porygon 2 come back out. And with our Assault Vest, we should definitely live a Flamethrower from this Arcanine. And my opponent has to recover if he wants to live a combination of attacks. So Earthquake's a very safe play for me, as well as a Thunderbolt into that Porygon 2 slot, because this should put him in the range of a Superpower 100%. Earthquake will knock out the Arcanine at the range it's at. He has to protect Arcanine if it wants to survive the turn. It's not going to protect, so Earthquake's just going to win the game. Nice. And we'll get the final KO with Bewear. At least we should, unless Earthquake Thunderbolt's able to knock it out for some reason. Which it really shouldn't be able to. So Arcanine's going to go down to that Banded Earthquake. Very nice. Garchomp putting in the work. We're going to see the recover here. Very smart play. Yeah. I think he needs to hope for a double protect. He needs to protect Arcanine that turn so it lives the turn. Recover up. Well, then again, he's in the same position as the last turn, actually, because the recover bricks plus Thunderbolt basically puts it in the range where it's back at. So we'll just double target because I'm not risking Bewear here. Although, if he does just decide to recover up again, I switch out Garchomp into Bewear and end this game with the Superpower. Because Thunderbolt should put in the Superpower range. So we're going to keep Earthquaking here until he yields Uncle. The Earthquake. The Duck. It's a Predator. No, wait. Did I just say Predator? Is it? Why do I not know what a Predator is? No, I do know what a Predator is. I'm just confusing words. But the bear is going to eat the duck. That's basically what it is. Ah, nice! The Porygon 2 lives, so we get the KO with our Bewear, and we're going to go for an overkill Superpower here. Ah, nice. You see, before the bear eats the duck, it has to, like, crush up the duck, break all its bones, which gives it the nice, rich flavor. So, Bewear, nice, gonna get the final KO of the game, gonna get the Superpower off, and that will be the game, and Bewear can enjoy eating the nice duck. Oh man, I could go for it. I'm jealous of Bewear. But, alright, so we have, I don't want to say we won 2 games. Well, if you count DC as a win, I guess you do win. I guess I could be considered 2 games, but whatever. We're going to play one more game because Bewear needs to win 3 games. I would love to have it go undefeated in at least 1 episode. And maybe this is the episode. We have went 1-1 in the previous episodes, and I haven't really had a time for game 3. Basically, those episodes were long. Anyway, 30 minutes is what I like around the mark. So let's see if Bewear can get more wins. As we find Ocean from Brazil with a 1658 rating as our final opponent. Very, very interesting team. We have the Buzzwole, which is an interesting Pokemon. We see Kartana, Pelipper, Raichu, Salamence, and Tapu Koko. This is a very interesting build because it looks very hyper offensive. So bring very frail Pokemon in the Kartana, the Raichu, the Tapu Koko. Salamence is kind of frail on the special side. Pelipper is definitely frail, and Buzzwole is frail on the special side. So very interesting build. What looks really good to me is my Vikavolt, since Vikavolt is able to wall a lot of my opponent's team and get strong Thunderbolts off. Man, I really wish we were the HP I said. Why did I put HP ground again? I think it was because I was worried about Magnezone with this team. But then again, I did have Rain plus Garchomp plus Bewear, so don't get why I did that. So I do have a Rain mode, so maybe my opponent will just lead to Tapu Koko Raichu. I could definitely see that as a lead. Gonna go Trevenant Vikavolt because it's a very safe lead against my opponent's team. Do I want to bring Garchomp? Garchomp is pretty good against my opponent's team. And I guess I'll go Bewear as my last Pokemon because Golduck doesn't do much. Golduck and Pelipper don't do much. I guess Pelipper could get Hurricanes off in Trick Room, which would actually be pretty good actually. But I like Garchomp because it's a good answer to Raichu Koko. Well, actually, no. I think Life of Dazzling Gleam plus Psychic knocks me out. So we'll see how this goes. As we're going to see the Raichu Tapu Koko lead. Exactly what I expected. As we're going to lead our Trevenant Vikavolt. If Shattered Psyche knocks out Vikavolt at full HP, I'm going to be very upset. But I don't think it does. Raichu's not exactly the bulkiest Pokemon. I have used it before. And he doesn't really have a good, effective way for a Trick Room, so I'm gonna Bug Buzz the Raichu because it does pick up a knockout, and I will go for a Trick Room unless we get like some kind of insane luck or there's some kind of weird strat that I don't know about that this team can do. And I'm pretty sure I do get a really good turn off. Oh yeah, Tapu Koko can carry Taunt, right? But then again, we would knock out the Raichu, so maybe fake out Taunt. I don't know, these teams don't really carry Taunt. But his hyper offensive team does scream Taunt to me because he doesn't exactly have a counter to Trick Room. Unless he counts Buzzwole as a counter to Trick Room. It is not. So I'm guessing Fake Out Taunt's going to be here. Unless my opponent doesn't have it. Maybe just relies on hyper offense to knock out. Going to go for the Psychic actually. And it's going to go straight into the Trevenant. So we're going to be able to take that. And we're going to see the Thunderbolt in Electric Terrain. Target down to Trevenant. But we're going to take that as well. Unfortunately, we're not popping our berry, and we're going to get the Bug Buzz off into the Trevenant. I mean, not to the Trevenant, the Raichu, and we are able to pick up the Chaos. So, Raichu goes down immediately as we are able to get a Trick Room up. And this Trick Room stays for 4 more turns, and we are in a pretty good position here. We already got a knockout. Unfortunately, we didn't activate our Iapapa berry. Maybe I should have invested a little less special attack. But the Salamence is going to come in now, which is a very interesting Pokemon to bring out. I'm guessing you have Flamethrower or Fire Blast and you go for it in this situation. I don't want to lose Trevenant just yet. I think going out into Garchomp is a pretty safe play. What if Koko goes for Dazzling Gleam though? Maybe I just want to protect Trevenant. I kind of don't want to protect Trevenant, but I think it's fine. And we'll go for the KO into the Salamence. Well, we won't KO with Thunderbolt because Thunderbolt should at least do 60% though to Salamence. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, getting rid of Koko is the best thing for me, but he's going to withdraw anyway, so fine turn for me. Kartana is actually going to be the last Pokemon, so this looks really good for me, especially if my opponent targets the Trevenant here. I guess a Protect would be fine too for me, but I'm guessing you do attack with the Salamence. We are going to get the Thunderbolt off. Although I am expecting attack into Vikavolt. Oh, we get the Para on him. Flamethrower is going to be Vikavolt because he doesn't have exactly a solid answer. Oh man, that brings it... Wait, that's not a Guava range. Okay, Salamence has a base 167 speed. Para is now 132. We still underspeeded. Okay. That's if he's timid. Well, it doesn't matter because my Bewear looks like it's going to win the game anyway. So I'll just Thunderbolt the Salamence slot and Will-O-Wisp the Kartana. Will-O-Wisp the Kartana so it can't knock out my Vikavolt or the Trevenant at the range it's at. Thunderbolt will pick up a knockout on Salamence. I have no reason not to Thunderbolt Salamence. It's still going to do a lot of damage to the Tapu Koko, and that's the problem with hyper offensive teams. They don't like more bulky defensive teams, especially if they have speed control like Trick Room, because they don't exactly have the right answers for it. So let's see what my opponent can do to bring back this game if he has an option. I guess Night Slash does knock out Trevenant even after burn. So we'll see. Salamence is actually going to withdraw, so he's going to conserve Intimidate. That's fine with me. Getting damage on the Koko is the most important thing to me right now. And I do get a free Will-O-Wisp that does connect on the Kartana, so unless this is like isn't like some kind of weird Lumberry set, we are in a good position. And we're able to get the Thunderbolt off and target down this Tapu Koko for a good amount of damage. As well as see the Leaf Blade come out and target down the Trevenant. Maybe expecting a switch. However, we are pretty fine with that, as we are going to activate our Iapapa Berry, and this is nice. We now have a very healthy Trevenant, so we could potentially set up Trick Room once again, and we harvest another Iapapa Berry. We can now double target Tapu Koko with a Horn Leech and Hidden Power Ground. Tapu Koko might protect, or maybe even switch out to Salamence again for another Intimidate. However, I have no reason not to target Koko, because Salamence I always threaten with the Thunderbolt in the following turns. And I do have my Garchomp in the back, so Salamence is going to be always threatened either in Trick Room or out of Trick Room. So once I get rid of this Koko, we are good, because Kartana is burned. Unless it has Swords Dance or anything, it can't really boost its attack back up. And even then, I think we're fine. Ooh, we are going to see that switch. So Salamence is going to come back out. Good play by my opponent. However, I always have that Thunderbolt next turn. Maybe I could have went for the Bug Buzz and have been safe. But Horn Leech, how much will this do? Basically nothing. Okay, and what does the Kartana do? As we do Hidden Power Ground to Salamence, Night Slash is going to come out and target down the Beakable. Yep. But that will activate our Guava Berry. And now we're basically healed up a lot. Nice. How many turns of Trick Room do we have left? That's the question everyone wants to know. I think this is the last turn. Yep. So Salamence most likely is inclined to protect here. I will just go for the Horn Leech and Thunderbolt combination into that Salamence slot, because even if I could Bug Buzz the Kartana and pick up a knockout potentially. However, the fact is Kartana is still burned and it doesn't threaten my team, so I wanted to stay on the field. And if Salamence protects and stalls out Trick Room, I could always send out my Garchomp the following turn and protect one of my Pokemon to gain myself into a very nice position. So either way, I think we're fine. This is going to be a very interesting endgame, however. No protects coming out from the Salamence unless it's not max speed, which most Salamences are. We should be able to outspeed an Oko with our Vikavolt. And even if it does underspeed, which it doesn't, it wouldn't have been too much of a big deal. So we get to knock out Salamence. Excellent. Let's see what the Kartana decides to do here. Gonna go for the Night Slash, and it's gonna target down my Trevenant because he wants to try to prevent Trick Room up. Probably is gonna try to put me in the Dazzling Gleam range. As Trick Room does return to normal and the electricity disappears from the battlefield. So now he can bring out Koko, and the electric terrain is back up for 4 more turns. I don't really mind it too much. I think I'll just double protect right here. Because even though that my opponent most likely will just attack here and try to set up Trick Room again, I could just double protect here because I want to scatter Tapu Koko randomly goes for the double protect here as well. And the fact I want to see what is his most damaging move. Maybe my opponent has HP Fire or something. That could be a threat. And also I want to get extra burn damage on the Kartana while stalling out this electric terrain. Although I don't think stalling out electric terrain does too much. You never know. It could be something that's helpful later in the game. And also that electric terrain doesn't benefit my team anyway. Because Vikavolt does not benefit it because of the Levitate ability. We could also scout for a potential Z move because we haven't seen a Z move from my opponent. So that is another reason why I want to double protect as well. So let's see what my opponent decides to do here. It's going to be Thunder into the Trevenant slot and a Night Slash. So very interesting. So we're going to see Thunder come out. Kartana is hurt by its burn. And now what I can do is, okay. One, he's relying on Thunder to hit. I could switch down to Garchomp, it's a very safe play. But if my opponent decides to target Vikavolt with a double target, might potentially be able to get the knockout. So I don't want to risk that. I want to go for the Trick Room right here, and I want to knock out this Coco, because once I knock out this Coco, I think I just win with my Garchomp or Bewear. So either way, we're going to see the Thunder into Vikavolt, which does avoid the attack, and we're going to see, I think, the double up? No, he didn't double up, which is fine. As Trevenant able to hang on again, we're going to get the Guavaberry. And we're going to get the HP ground off, and this will target down the top of Coco. This should be able to... Ooh, that's able to live. We get the Trick Room up, however. And now, what I think we could do is just switch out to Trevenant, go out into my Bewear, and go for a Superpower. As we get another Iapapa. Excellent. This Trevenant is doing what I wanted to do. So we'll go out into Bewear and just... Bug Buzz should be able to pick up the knockout. There's no reason not to go for HP ground, to be honest. He can't switch. Unfortunately, my opponent forfeits, so Bewear doesn't even get to show its face in today's episode. Now, I guess I'll consider that a loss because Bewear has to be the Pokemon that, you know, shows up in the game at least. But maybe it will show up again for the next game. So I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. We were able to get 2 wins, and I don't know about the first one. It could have been to win. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Sanvi what he had in the back, because I do talk to him on Twitter. But I hope that everyone enjoys today's episode. If you did, please leave a like down below. Oh, and let me talk to you guys and girls out there for a minute, because Evo 2017 is coming out, and they are announcing their 9th game at Evo, and they're doing it by charity, and all the money goes to a cause while voting for your favorite game. Now, I am a huge fan of Pokemon Tournament, so I will be supporting the Pokemon Tournament vote for Evo 2017. So if you are out there and you enjoy Pokemon, you at least get to see some kind of Pokemon action at Evo 2017. So if you want to donate because it's a great cause, I think it's for helping children with surviving terrible diseases or medical disorders or something like that, definitely go check them out. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But otherwise, I will also be bringing more extra content, by the way. I'm going to be doing Pokemon Tournament on the channel as well. Don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but probably coming out either tomorrow or sometime soon. But yeah, there's a paste band team down below if you want to try it out, try the team out. If you missed an episode of VGC back-to-back battles, down there as well. Follow me on my social medias, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon. Twitch, I'll be live streaming. Actually, I think it already happened today because I'm recording this before I live stream. But I should be live streaming a lot more times and more frequently now, so definitely go follow me on that. Otherwise, I'll see everyone around in another video.